What if I told you that there's a biotech company working on a way to eliminate cancer-driving proteins that scientists have struggled to target for decades? And what if I told you that they are not just talking about it, but they are already dosing patients in clinical trials with early results hinting at real potential to reshape how we treat cancer and autoimmune diseases? Friends, today we are diving deep into a company called Monte Rosa Therapeutics. It has a ticker symbol GLUE. And we're going to talk about why this $4.81 stock could be sitting on technology that could make traditional drug discovery look outdated. Here's the challenge that has kept pharmaceutical scientists up at night. Most drugs just block proteins, like putting a cork in a bottle. But with many of those most dangerous diseases driving proteins, especially in cancer, there isn't a good spot for that cork. These are the so-called undruggable proteins, central in aggressive diseases. The ultimate example is MYC, a protein that drives the growth of some of the toughest cancers. For over 4 decades, researchers have searched for ways to stop MYC-driven disease, and traditional approaches have repeatedly come up short. Until now, there's been only incremental progress. Monte Rosa Therapeutics is taking a new route. Instead of trying to block these proteins, they are aiming to destroy them using molecular glue degraders. Here's how it works. Your cells contain a natural garbage disposal system called proteasome. It cleans up damaged proteins if they have been tagged with a special throwaway sticker, and that throwaway sticker is ubiquitin. Monte Rosa's proprietary molecular glue brings together the disease-driving protein and the ubiquitin tagging enzyme, so the target gets thrown out of the cell's own machinery. Instead of blocking the factory, they are helping the cell demolish it completely. One glue molecule can trigger destruction of multiple target proteins, allowing these drugs to work efficiently at lower doses. The platform isn't just on paper. Monte Rosa now has 3 drug programs in human trials. Their lead candidate, MRT-2359, is in phase 1/2 testing for certain MYC-driven tumors. In early data from heavily pre-treated biomarker-positive patients, the medicine has shown some encouraging signs, including a handful of partial tumor responses and disease stabilization. However, the number of patients eligible for the biomarker-driven benefit has been lower than hoped. And not all cancer types initially targeted are advancing in trials. MRT-8102, aimed at inflammatory diseases by targeting NEK7, began dosing its first patients in July 2025, with initial human results expected in the first half of 2026. MRT-6160, partnered with Novartis for autoimmune disease, showed over 90% degradation of its target protein, VAV1, in early clinical and preclinical testing, leading to ongoing phase 2 preparation. While these early stage results are promising, especially for the newest class of drugs in difficult-to-treat patients, clear benefits for patients await further data from later-stage studies. Let's put this in perspective. The MYC-driven cancer market is estimated at over $15 billion, and inflammatory and autoimmune diseases collectively to top $200 billion globally. Monte Rosa isn't competing in a crowded niche. They are working to create a new therapeutic category. Recent multi-billion-dollar partnerships with Novartis and Roche validate big pharma's enthusiasm, with Novartis specifically licensing the VAV1 program and making additional bets on the platform's potential. These deals are rare, especially for a company at this stage. Then the question becomes, why could glue be a revolutionary investment opportunity? Well, this is a platform play, not a one-drug story. Every successful clinical program strengthens the case for their entire technology. They have first mover advantage in this platform. Multiple candidates are already in the clinic, whereas many rivals are still in preclinical stages. Monte Rosa ended 2024 with a cash position that provides a runway into 2028, ample time to read out several proof of concept studies without needing to raise extra cash. So equity dilution is not in the horizon, at least for now. If the technology works at scale, the risk-reward profile is compelling at today's valuation, with several clinical shots on the goal. But then we should have a little bit of reality check when investing in biotech. Biotech investing always carries risk. Monte Rosa's clinical programs are early stage, and results so far, while promising in some patient groups, are still preliminary and not transformative, in my opinion. Some initial disease areas targeted by MRT-2359 were not as responsive or did not have enough eligible patients. So, future development is focusing where the data looks strongest. Competition in the protein degradation space is rising, with several other companies in the mix. As always, clinical failure, unforeseen safety issues, and volatility are part of the game for these kind of companies. Glue's shares have seen big swings over the past year, and data releases could drive further momentum. In terms of upcoming catalyst, I would watch additional MRT-2359 data in cancers such as prostate cancer expected in late 2025, that is later this year, or early 2026. First ever clinical data for MRT-8102 in human inflammatory disease expected in first half of 2026. Milestones from partnerships like the ones with Novartis and Roche expand their bets. Any regulatory developments or positive interim data could significantly revalue the stock. To sum up, in conclusion, I would say that while Monte Rosa's technology is still in early innings and definitive patient impacts await larger and longer trials, this company has built a unique platform with major pharma partners and strong clinical momentum. If future results continue to impress, this could be one of 2025's most compelling and high-risk biotech stories. Glue isn't just another biotech ticker. They are key players in a race to target proteins that have long defied traditional drug discovery. Does this sound like a future of medicine to you? Let me know your take in the comments and subscribe for more deep dives. Friends, I think that the lesson that I have learned so far is follow the momentum, but always be aware, just like a deer in a forest, at the slightest movement, you should be able to sell and move out. So I would say that if I was to invest in Glue, which I think I might consider, I would be watching it on an hourly basis so that I can move out at the slightest sign of anything negative and continue to ride up with the gains that it can muster. So that's my strategy. I would like to hear from you guys, and if you have not yet subscribed, please subscribe and help us grow this retail investor community called ShareTech. Thanks and have a great day. Bye for now.